Worried about gout? Check out Ural, the effective urinary alkalinizer. Ural, neutralize your uric acid problem now.
Good evening, you're watching KiniNews. DAP wants Hishammuddin Hussein to resign for failing to comply with COVID-19 SOPs. But the Prime Minister has come to his defence, saying if everyone who has been compounded is made to resign, offices in Putrajaya may be empty. Prime Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob has brushed off demands for the resignation of Defence Minister Hishammuddin Hussein for breaching COVID-19 standard operating procedures.
Langgar SOP bukannya jenayah, it's nothing to do with jenayah. Dan Kementerian Kesihatan dah keluarkan compound, jadi kalau siapa kena compound letak jawatan, saya ingat tak ada orang boleh bekerja lah lepas ni. Semua orang letak jawatan. Okey. Ya, SOP ni penting, tetapi bukanlah satu kesalahan apabila di compound kena letak jawatan, kena berhenti. Kalau tidak, pegawai kajian, kaki tangan kajian ramai yang dah kena ni. Jadi semua kena letak jawatan. Jadi tak boleh lah.
This was after a video emerged showing the leaders wading through a sea of people jam-packed shoulder to shoulder at the launch of Johor MIC's brigade in Kota Iskandar, Johor yesterday. Earlier today, Segambut MP Hannah Heo said it is unforgivable for Hishammuddin to be caught on video breaching COVID-19 SOPs at the MIC event in Johor. Further, Yeo felt that a fine is insufficient as a punishment for a COVID-19 breach by a senior figure in the government. Hishammuddin is the COVID-19 Quartet Ministers Meeting chairperson who had previously announced various national COVID-19 SOPs, including for the Umrah pilgrimage and the My Travel Pass. Following the video, Health Minister Kari Jamaluddin instructed his ministry to issue compounds against his cabinet colleague Hishammuddin and several other top government leaders. Hishammuddin said he was only a guest but agreed there was no justifying of a wrong and that he would accept any action taken against him.
Tapi bagi saya, kalau ada kesalahan SOP kali ini, nak ambil tindakan, saya mengalu-alukan. Salah tetap salah.
DAP has questioned how BN and PN are allowed to hold large gatherings, saying it's clearly a double standard when the opposition will not be allowed to do the same. DAP leader Lim Guan Eng has accused Health Minister Kari Jamaluddin of practicing double standards. This is over the UMNO minister's handling of a COVID-19 protocol breach involving a cabinet minister. In a statement today, Lim said BN and Perikatan Nasional appear to be allowed to hold big events undisturbed, while the opposite is true for the opposition. In view of the upcoming Johor elections, Lim said it was clear that the playing field was not level in terms of COVID-19 protocol enforcement. Moreover, Lim pointed out that Kari only announced fines for Cabinet Minister Hishammuddin Hussein, incumbent Johor Menteri Besar Hasni Muhammad and MIC President K. Vigneswaran. Lim questioned whether the organizer, as well as each and every participant in the MIC gathering, would be fined. The event in Kota Iskandar, Johor occurred yesterday, and Kari swiftly announced the fines after videos depicting the three BN leaders in a shoulder-to-shoulder crowd surfaced. The event was meant to kick off Johor MIC's election campaign. Hishammuddin and Hasni were guests. UMNO will likely win big in Johor, according to A. Kadir Jasin, and has nothing to do with UMNO working hard. You may want to thank the opposition. The split among opposition parties will see UMNO repeating its Melaka electoral success in Johor. This is according to veteran journalist Abdul Kadir Jasin. He said if UMNO wins the Johor State Assembly election on March 12, it will not be because UMNO is strong. However, he said the victory will be because the opposition is divided. Kadir said while there are many parties that oppose UMNO, the opposition parties are even more divided than during the Melaka state election. He said even Pakatan Harapan is divided into two because PKR wants to use its own symbol, while DAP and Amanah use the Pakatan Harapan logo. Writing on Facebook, he said this will confuse voters and make them lose confidence. In addition to that, newcomer Muda, led by Muar MP Syed Saddiq, has managed to negotiate to run in 6 seats, originally allocated to DAP and Amanah. However, the Youth Party does not appear to have enjoyed similar luck with PKR. So much for wanting to unite the opposition. Even seat negotiations with Muda proved to be difficult for PKR. Negotiations between Muda, Amanah and DAP concluded smoothly with the Youth Party given 6 seats. However, the same cannot be said about the party's negotiation with PKR, the party led by Anwar Ibrahim, who once harboured hope of uniting the opposition to battle BN in Johor. The deadlock between PKR and Muda remains unresolved moments before PKR is set to announce its party candidates. A senior central PKR leader speaking on condition of anonymity told Malaysia Kini that they were unable to move forward with the negotiations. Both PKR and Muda leaders at the state level yesterday said they have surrendered the matter to the central leadership to salvage the negotiations. Pakatan Harapan had divided the 56 seats in Johor among themselves, with 20 for PKR, 20 for Amanah and 16 for DAP. After this, the component parties were required to reach separately on their own deals with Muda, which is looking to contest in the state polls. Amanah and DAP have given Muda a total of 6 seats to contest, with 4 coming from Amanah and 2 from DAP. As for PKR, the party agreed to give Muda 3 constituencies, but 2 parties were not able to come to an agreement on the specific seats. PKR will announce their candidates for 3 branches today. Soon, Sarawak's Chief Minister may be known by a different designation. The Sarawak government will seek to rename the position of its Chief Minister to Premier. It will be done through a constitutional amendment to the state constitution when the Sarawak Assembly convenes for the first time since GPS landslide victory in the state polls. This will involve amending Article 6(3) of the Sarawak Constitution to replace the word Chief Minister with Premier under the Constitution of the State of Sarawak Amendment Bill 2022. Bawang Asan Assemblyperson Wong Soon Koh, when contacted, confirmed Sarawak elected representatives have been informed of the constitutional amendment. Other references of Chief Minister in the state constitution will also be replaced with Premier. The bill also seeks to amend Article 7(a) of the Constitution to change the title of Assistant Ministers to Deputy Ministers. The constitutional amendment bill will be tabled on Tuesday. PAS Kedah MB appears to have upset UMNO over his recent comments regarding the BN party.
Kedah Menteri Besar Muhammad Sanusi Nor's recent attacks on UMNO undermines the party's Muafakat partnership. This is according to Kedah UMNO Secretary Hashim Jahia. In a statement, Hashim said that Sanusi's action contradicted the spirit of the PAS fatwa, supposedly to strengthen Muafakat. Sanusi was reported to have said that political stability could only be achieved if UMNO and Barisan Nasional were blocked from returning to power. When officiating the Pulai Area Perikatan Nasional Election Officials Assembly in Johor on Saturday, Sanusi said that UMNO BN had a tendency to trigger state elections after gaining power. The dispute between PAS and UMNO has been heating up after leaders from both parties criticised each other ahead of the Johor polls. Hashim said many PAS supporters were confused when Sanusi had asked them to fight with UMNO, especially after strengthening ties with UMNO in the Tanjung PI by-election. He added that now Sanusi wants PAS members to support Bersatu, who cheated them in the 14th general election. Meanwhile, Merbok UMNO Division Deputy Chief Shaifu Hazizi Zainul Abidin asked Kedah UMNO to reassess its ties with PAS. He said it will be unproductive if the party constantly tries to pretend that they can work together as friction mounts.
Vaccine take-up among children in Kelantan remains low as the number of COVID-19 cases continue to rise.
Only 5,000 children aged 5 to 11 in Kelantan have registered to receive the COVID-19 vaccines, according to the State Health Department. This figure is only 4.34% of the total 115,000 children eligible to receive the vaccine in the state. Kelantan Health Director Dr. Zaini Hussein said the department has been working hard to convince parents. He added that out of the total of more than 115,000 children eligible to receive the vaccine, they are targeting 50% of the children to receive the Pfizer vaccine. Meanwhile, the Health Ministry today reported over 21,000 new COVID-19 cases nationwide. As of last night, the R number was 1.43 for the entire country. This means that the spread of COVID-19 is accelerating.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to KiniTV.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Prasad. Thank you for watching.